1, 2, 3, 4. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on.
You know, one day I'm going to walk in here and I'm going to sit in that chair.
Are you?
And tell you to move over.
You'd have to get here before I am.
Well, maybe not one day.
It's just bugging me. Okay, I'm sorry. There, all right. Yeah, I don't know. Something's not right.
You know, how does this get all messed around? After
It's
the day
you. You're encroaching.
I walk in here and I sit down.
Okay.
How does that do anything
That just bugs me.
to this?
As soon as you walk in here, I'm like, what's wrong?
Maybe it's our little tripod that needs.
It may be.
Maybe we need a remote.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, wouldn't that be
we
cool?
need to upgrade.
Kind of a scan.
Right. Well, we could do it.
Yeah,
You know,
instead of moving it by pencil.
someday we can dream.
Yes.
By the way, it's Mike and John Got It Going On, brought to you by Firehouse Doors.
We're here in the Firehouse Doors 8365 Liftmaster Studios.
That's right. We've just named them.
I just said, let's call it that
And
today.
there's a reason why we're calling it the Liftmaster 8365 Studios here.
With two remotes. Remote number 1 and remote number 2.
And who's the keyless entry?
That's a good one.
Oh, I think we know. It's Cougar.
Yes, it is. Hey, starting on Monday, we'll have details on what we're talking about. We'll probably know what we're talking about.
Well,
by
that'll
Monday.
we'll give us a few days to get ready. We got a busy weekend, man.
We do?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, things.
Stuff.
Stuff.
A lot of stuff's going on this weekend.
Well, a busy Friday for us. I'm going to be helping to MC the Patrick O'Rourke Memorial Golf outing that's going to be going on. And then...
And if there's anybody in this studio that knows absolutely nothing about golf, it's John.
but I do know about MCing.
Yes, you do.
And
MC King.
So yeah, I'll have my hammer pants on. And then... whoa.
Can't touch this.
That's right.
Don't want to touch
Well,
that.
yeah, that's a different story. And then Friday night, we're going to be
Yes.
in downtown Brighton for the Smoking Jazz and Barbecue Blues Festival.
We will be smoking the jazz and barbecuing the blues.
Yeah, we will.
No, we won't.
And we'll be out in front of Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. Of
Yes,
course.
we will. We're going to give you a chance to win some great jewelry. Friday night, while we're there, our blinged out entry box and entry forms, which I'm in charge of.
Yes, I put you.
I'm in charge of the entry forms.
Yeah, here's
we're
how
in trouble now.
Here's how this process went. Hey, do we have any entry forms? No.
Hey, better
Hey,
come up with
can
some.
you do those? Okay.
Got
Hey,
that.
Hey, do we have an entry box?
Nope.
No. Hey, can you do that?
Yeah. Welcome to the Honeycomb Hideout, also known as the 8365
Oh, that's
Liftmaster
right.
Studios.
Yeah.
All right, so it's going to be a lot of fun anyway. Friday night at Smoking Jazz and Barbecue Blues in front of Cooper and Binkley Jewelers, which, by the way, bring you local news with John King.
Indeed, they do. And here's what's going on. Authorities are asking for the public's help to locate a missing Howell woman. 59-year-old Kelly Michelle Dorsey was last seen by her family at about 7 p.m. Sunday, September 4th, at a residence off North State Street in downtown Howell. Dorsey's a white female, stands about 5'4", weighs 95 pounds. She has gray hair with blonde ends about mid-back length. She also has a Jack Skellington tattoo, as well as a skull heart tattoo on her left arm, and a fairy sitting on a crescent moon on her right arm. Anybody with any information is asked to call the Howell Police Department. You'll find that number and pictures of Dorsey on our website, mikeandjohnpodcast.com. Veterans from across the state will gather later this month in Livingston County for the 35th annual reunion of the Michigan chapter of the 101st Airborne Division Association. The 501c3 Veterans Organization represents the Michigan Airborne Air Assault community, with those in attendance at the memorial banquet, expected to include those who served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. The group's memorial banquet will take place at the Hampton Inn in Brighton Saturday, September 17th, during which they'll remember and honor their soldiers and families, specifically fallen comrades and their families, those currently serving in harm's way and or on active duty, POWs and MIAs, and all those serving in a support capacity. Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin's office will also be providing a flag flown over the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. for the event. And a ceremony is set this weekend in Brighton to honor the lives lost in the attacks of September 11th. The Brighton Area Fire Authority will host its annual 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony Sunday, September 11th at 9 a.m. Residents are invited to join the department in commemorating the victims from that day, with special emphasis on the more than 400 first responders who lost their lives. The ceremony will be held at Station 34, which serves as the fire department headquarters at 615 West Grand River in downtown Brighton. A memorial built around a piece of steel from one of the collapsed towers of the World Trade Center is located there. Seating at the ceremony is provided for about 300 people. The public is encouraged to bring lawn chairs to the outdoor observance. Limited parking will be available at the memorial for handicapped. Additional parking is available in the lots adjacent to the memorial. And you'll find details and a link again on our website, mikeandjohnpodcast.com. And that's what's going on.
And news brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. That's where we will be, as we mentioned, Friday night, starting around 5 o'clock, from 5 to whenever we decide to fold up shop, quite frankly.
5:15. I think we're done here.
It depends on if we wander off and get some good food.
I smell some barbecue. I think we're done here.
We're going to give you a chance to win a gold-filled aqua bead necklace with green amethyst pendant from Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. That's valued at $250. Also, yellow gold-filled aqua bead earrings with green amethyst drops, valued over $130. So stop by. Designed by Terry Arrington. That's all coming up on Friday in front of Cooper and Binkley Jewelers.
Tracy Arrington.
Oh, it's Tracy.
Yeah. Terry is
Terry's
brother.
Oh,
Tracy and Terry don't get
Terry's in charge of boxing.
Yeah.
Terry puts it in the box,
Puts it in the box, right.
with the little cotton.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it.
I'm like
Terry.
the Terry because I get to design the box.
Oh, I'm like Tracy. I'm the designer.
Yeah, you're a designer, all
I'm
right.
the designer.
Yeah. So that's all coming up on
See
Friday.
my designer wardrobe here.
Yes, that Iron Man shirt says it all.
Absolutely.
He's John Iron Man King. Stop by and see us in front of Cooper and Binkley Jewelers during Smoke and Jazz and Barbecue Blues Festival. That's we'll be there Friday night starting at 5 o'clock.
Right.
So right as things get underway.
Yeah, so make sure you stop by and get your chance to win the beautiful pendant and earring set.
We have some podcast business to take care
we
of.
do.
Have you put out the billing to Joe Broni for his real estate that he's been hogging for, probably 6 months now? I don't think we billed him.
Oh, you mean Joe Broni?
Joe Broni.
Joe Broni.
Did I say Broni?
You said Broni.
I'm really messing up the names today.
That's
Joan.
okay. It's Joe Broni.
Joan King, I'm really messing up.
Are you talking about Joe Broni right here?
Yeah, up
or
there.
a little plush?
Yeah.
Or Joe Broni plush?
Yes. I think he owes rent.
Okay, well,
Really
you
does.
try and collect from a plush. That's okay. You want to take him in the back alley and beat him up. He is plush, so I don't know that he's really.
I might be able to win that one.
Yeah.
Last night in Wednesday night trivia, the question:
Yes.
on average, guys spend about 20 minutes a day doing this.
And no, it's not that.
We want to know what it is. And did you see?
Yeah.
Did you see?
Yeah, I did.
20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Dawn.
Oh, Dawn.
You are a randy girl.
That's right.
No, it's not that.
No.
Come on. We're talking classy guys here.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, on average.
20 minutes.
Right.
That's a long. That's a long timer there.
You gotta get in the right frame of mind. Setting time.
Does thinking.
Dog starts barking and you're. Oh, sorry.
So it's not that. Deciding what to eat. Most of the time, it's open the fridge. That looks good. We're good to go.
Really, the decision process
sometimes-
is. There's food in front of me. I just now decided.
That smells kind of good.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Now, if it was decide where to eat,
Yeah, sometimes
that can be a bit of a process sometimes.
Let's see. Finding a lost item. Grooming. 20 minutes grooming.
Groomers. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Leaving the house getting ready to leave the house for work. Take 20 minutes to get up and go. Here's a good one. Cleaning up dinner dishes. No, guys, not 20 minutes.
Yeah. What, you don't clean up the dinner dishes? What, you just
Doesn't
eat
take me
you
20
just
minutes.
eat and walk?
No, it doesn't take 20 minutes.
Well, it's just you and your wife.
Yeah.
When you got kids, then it's a whole different thing.
Well, they should be taking care of They're just themselves. That should not be dad's duty.
But see, sometimes,
That should not be the
sometimes,
guy's.
and the thing is, you're right. You try and teach your kids to do that, but then, especially when they're younger, they're helping. You're not helping.
Pamela says, thinking about getting lucky. We'll say, yeah.
So men apparently are self-pleasuring for 20 minutes. The women are just thinking about it for 20 minutes. This sounds about right, actually. That sounds about right.
Surfing TV channels.
Yeah. Oh,
I think we've all gotten. I mean, you're talking every day here, but I mean, there are times when it's like, all right, I'm surfing through. That looks pretty good. Maybe I'll come back to that, and you can't remember what channel it was.
It doesn't matter whether you've cut the cord and you've gone all streaming services like we've done, or you still have cable. Because even if you've got streaming services, I can sit there on Netflix or Hulu just going, no. It's the same thing.
All right.
And then especially when you're going through, when you get to like the Russian stuff, like Russian movies that are dubbed, you're like, wow, I'm really deep into this. No,
I've gone too far.
I've gone way too far. I gotta get back out.
Hitting the snooze button. Michael says nose picking. That's a problem. If you're picking
20
for
minutes,
20
that's
minutes
a
a
lot
day,
of picking.
That's not good.
I mean, the quick pick, sure.
Napping? 20-minute nap? No, you need a longer nap than that.
20 minutes is about, that's good for me.
A 20-minute nap?
Yeah, if I get 20 minutes in, I'm rocking. See, if I go like more than an hour, then I just don't want to.
Not moving in traffic. If you're not moving in traffic for 20 minutes, you're swearing a lot. Nobody got it right today.
20 seconds for me.
Yeah.
Our answer?
It was talking about sports. Talking about sports. On average, guys spend about 20 minutes talking about sports.
That's on average. So there's some of us that really extend that number way out there.
Well, the thing of it is, when you're talking about sports, and usually here in Michigan, it's a short conversation. Unless you're griping about
Well, that's what I was going to say. If you add in griping, then it's it's endless. But then there's
the Lions do have their home opener and standing room tickets.
Oh, they do.
This is going to be the year.
This is the year after they were on Hard Knocks. They're going to turn it all around, and they're going to
win 7 games.
You'll see they're going to 7. What are you smoking?
We'll see. Did they win a preseason game? We can count those.
They did one. Yes.
Okay, so they got one. So they just need to win 6 more.
The Colts by 1 point. Or something. I don't know.
All right. So
I guess they lost.
20 minutes talking sports. That's
okay.
That was our answer. Nobody got it right. But we were talking about the old LiftMaster, the 8365 LiftMaster.
Because we are in the LiftMaster 8365 studios.
Yes,
here.
we are. And that is a garage door opener.
Yeah.
From Firehouse Doors. They have that model.
They do. It's one of their premier models. And in fact, you have an opportunity to win.
Hey, we weren't supposed to talk about that till Monday.
Sorry. Well, that's all we'll say then.
Okay.
You have an opportunity to win a LiftMaster 8365 installed. Details coming up Monday.
Actually, Sunday night.
Oh, that's true.
I think Sunday night we'll have details. Okay. Not on the podcast.
Right. So pay attention.
On the internet, on the interwebs of things. The spider web thing that we do.
Right. Of course, Firehouse Doors, the OG sponsor of Mike and John Got It Going On. They've been serving Livingston County residents for the past 24 years. Family-owned and veteran-owned. Mike Witt, a proud U.S. Air Force veteran. They're your one-stop shop for residential, commercial, and rolling steel overhead door needs. And for the past 21 years, Firehouse Doors has been Livingston County's only authorized distributor for CHI overhead doors. And CHI stands for?
Carriage House International.
Yeah, as far as we know. Call Firehouse Doors today. 810-599-7480.
Caring and happy individuals.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, you could do that.
Caring and happy. Happening. Caring and happening.
No, just stop.
Okay.
All right.
So it's time for The Less You Know with Rich Perlberg.
It sure is.
I always know less after talking to Rich.
That's why we have
It's
him
like a memory erase.
That is his specialty.
Hello, Mike and John.
Hey.
Good morning, Rich.
Good morning.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks.
Yeah.
Living the life.
You too? Wow, that's great. So, you want to get political today.
Yeah, I just thought we've had way too much fun on this show. Let's
let's just cut that
drag it
right
down
down.
to
Let's
politics.
just come on.
I'm thinking, you almost want to call this the beating the dead horse to death issue, because.
Why do we got to do that to dead horses?
You're going to get the SPCA on our backs now, like beating a dead horse again.
I think you're going to PETA, see if you
Okay. Do you ever wonder where that phrase came from? You're beating a dead horse. Did somebody actually go and beat a dead horse? Is that where that came from?
That's a good question.
Who was the sicko that was beating the dead horse?
If I look that up, I'll know more.
Yeah, that's true. We don't want to know anymore.
Of the show.
Okay. Well, we'll move away from that then.
Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to actually go against the tide and provide some information that we might actually know more than when we started.
All right.
Get out of here.
All right.
But this will be balanced out because our state lawmakers are doing everything they can to make sure their constituents know less. So
That's what politicians are all about, isn't it?
Well, I guess, but it's what I was been thinking about is, you've got our state lawmakers, Lamatai, Stan Bolin, and Bob Mazat, who at various degrees have brought suspicion on the accuracy of the elections. They kind of, in Lana's case, they kind of dance around it. Bob's a little bit more straightforward.
Well, let me ask you this. These were people who were elected into office via election, correct?
Oh, but those elections were fair.
Okay, I just want to make sure. All right, I won. It's fair. All right.
They play games. They see their irregularities, but the fact is, not only are the things they're talking about. Excuse me, there's motorcycles going by.
Hi, Bob.
Not only are the election claims that they talk about baseless, there are actually some serious things going on in Michigan elections, and they're incredibly silent about them. And for one, probably the most serious, a woman named Michonne Maddock, who isn't just some woman, she's the chairperson of the state Republican Party.
Yeah, it's co-chair.
Well, I think Weiser walked away from it. I think she's the sole chair now.
She's technically the co-chair, but you're right, the acting chair.
But regardless, she's really the top Republican in the state, and she filed false paperwork claiming to be an elector for the Electoral College. That's an attempt to nullify the legal votes of millions of Michigan residents.
It's an attempt to subvert the Constitution of the United States.
Well, that too, if you're going to get
by the
busy
way
about it,
So
and no, she's married, and we should mention she is married to Matt Maddock, who is a state representative.
He wants to become. He's representative. He wants to become head of the House or head of the Senate. I forget where he is now. With term limits, they bounce back and forth. But this is not just a nobody. And here's the thing. If you want to get into conspiracy theories, Lana Tice signed a letter shortly after the election of 2020 asking Congress to delay the certification of the vote. So how much was she aware of Maddox's and the other people's scheme to put in false electors? I mean, all they had to do was get the electors there and let the Republican-dominated House make the decision. It's very scary. I mean, this isn't just somebody doing a protest somewhere. They were filing papers to be declared electors.
And this is what the January 6th committee has been zeroing in on, is that this was a coordinated conspiracy to bring these false electors in using this completely discredited legal theory that the vice president Mike Pence could just say, I don't accept these electors, these lawful electors, and then declare the election null, and which he can't do. Constitutionally, he was not able to do it, and Mike Pence said, I'm not going to do that. The people on January 6th said, let's hang Mike Pence. So
that Mike Pence showed a backbone, but he did,
right. So, and I guess that's the point is as you were just saying, Rich, it's like, there's the point of, like, you've got some of these people who are extremists and radicals, and they go off on some of these conspiracy theories, and they're sort of off on the fringe. But it is important to keep connecting the dots that this really is, that there is the notion that this was a coordinated conspiracy to subvert the election.
Well, and it goes beyond that. There's a state rep in northern Michigan. Her last name is Rendon. I'm not sure how to pronounce her first name.
Yeah, it's Dare Rendon.
Dare is Dare. Okay, and she was going to local officials and successfully coaxing them to turn over election machinery. One of them even let somebody make a copy of the election software. These were just non-government people getting a hold of election machinery, and she was claiming falsely that the House was doing an investigation, and the state lawmakers won't do anything about it. They should be expelling her.
Well, and those tabulators that she and others were able to coax out of municipal clerks' hands, which, by the way, municipal clerks are not supposed to just turn over tabulators without a court order, and they just,
new rules all the time. Right?
I know. You can't just get a phone call. Hey, yeah, I need one of those. Okay, sure, come pick it up. No.
Well, those are mostly volunteers, correct? These people that.
No, these are elected officials. These are elected
municipal
clerks.
City clerks.
Okay.
Yeah.
County clerks. Yeah.
And they're not, and the clerks
But
themselves.
this stuff is over there. Hey, you've got a state rep coming in and saying,
Right.
"Hey, you got to turn this over to us."
Right.
You know?
And now the third leg of this dead horse is the tabulators.
Poor horse.
The tabulators themselves, at least some of them, ended up allegedly, wink, in the hands of Matt DePerno, who is running.
Nothing special, just the Republican candidate for Attorney General.
Right. Now, again, this is all alleged, but there is quite a lot of evidence.
Allegedly, it's Thursday, too. Okay?
Okay, so, and that's the third part of this, is that those tabulators were then, they weren't just taken for no purpose. Again, it's all part of you hate to use the word conspiracy and plot, but there is no other word for it. And it
goes beyond Michigan. I mean, there's several other states where the same thing is going on. Georgia, for instance. Yeah.
Right. And it was to basically illegally access the internal components of these tabulators, supposedly to run tests on them. But it was to try and support this completely cockeyed theory that...
Well, there's even more than that. It's not just... It questions the legitimacy and the dependability of that equipment. You start fooling around and spreading around the software. You open it up to malware. You open it up to manipulation.
Which is exactly the thing that they said they were trying to prove.
Right.
And yet their actions would, in fact, actually allow that to happen.
But they have absolutely no legitimate reason to get that. Like you say, you need court orders. You need supervision. You need some sort of structure to make sure that this isn't...
Right.
You and I can't walk into the Livingston County Courthouse and ask for the voting software.
Right. It's not a lending library. I'd like to check out a voting machine. Thank you.
Maybe we need a voting machine master. Somebody that can look over the voting machines. We need a master.
And they should wear a robe. Well, no robes. No robes. Sorry,
a
bad
robeless master.
Bad idea.
So here's where Tyson, Bowman, and to some degree Bazan, because frankly I'm not sure how much Bazan understands what's going on, but Bowman and Tice do. And from the start, they could have and should have said, look, we know you don't like the results of the elections, but they were fair. Everything we've seen is fair. The stuff that's been said has either been purposely misrepresented or misunderstood. And instead, they haven't done that. And these actions have consequences. There's a story today that both the Free Press and the News have published from the University of Michigan, a regular study they do of public officials. Nearly half of the public officials, local officials, have said they've been harassed online or in person over the last couple of years. And it's because of all this false stories about fake elections,
Well, Mike mentioned volunteers, and while the clerks themselves are not volunteers, elections are absolutely dependent on the volunteers that show up to help run these elections.
Exactly. And a lot of times, they're the sweet old ladies and gentlemen, my age, who are just doing it because they've been doing it for years. They didn't sign up to have people screaming at them and accusing them of difficulties. And it's so easy to do. If you wanted to, if Dan Bolin and Lana Tice wanted to check irregularities, they should be investigating Livingston County's elections.
That would be their own elections.
But that'd be their own elections.
We already know those are right.
Just look at numbers and irregularities. Donald Trump actually did worse in Livingston County in 2020 than he did in 2016. How could that be if the elections were fair, you know? And I mean, I'm being sarcastic.
I understand that. What?
But here's the most amazing number, and I forgive me because I actually did research it. But in 2020, Trump on election days, Trump beat Biden by an almost 4-to-1 ratio. But absentee votes, they split. They both got 37,000 votes. So that's an irregularity. There must be something wrong there. I mean, that's the logic that you've seen here,
right?
And I'm really disappointed in Bolin and Tice because they know better.
Well, and that's the thing. It is stoking doubt in a system that has a lot of redundancies built into it to make sure that this kind of thing doesn't happen. That's why we have audits. That's why we have boards of state canvassers who traditionally have been the backstop to all of this to make sure that the votes are indeed tabulated correctly. And so what we're beginning to have now, though, is especially when we're seeing so many more people using absentee, let's face it, people want to vote by mail. They just do. More and more people want to be able to have the convenience of voting by mail. And so we're seeing more and more absentee ballots. Yeah. And in Michigan, you're not allowed to count absentee ballots in any municipality until 7 a.m. of Election Day. And so,
I didn't even know it was that early, but I know it's not. And there's been attempts to change that, and Republicans have blocked it.
Right, and so you have this increasing use of absentee ballots, so that means there are more and more absentee ballots, but they can't be counted until Election Day. Many states do allow the pre-counting of, in other words, so that you can. And the point of all this is, people have come to expect a result within a particular amount of time. They want to know the result that night. Maybe at the latest, early the next morning, people want to know who won the race. And so what's happened is that the expectation of timeliness has trumped, pardon the pun, accuracy. And so if you want to have what do you want? What do you really want? Do you want a timely result, or do you want an accurate result? And so these two things are coming into conflict, and they don't need to. We can have both if we had rational. I know.
You're talking.
I'm sorry.
Rational.
You're throwing problem into the whole.
This horse is really dead now for sure.
Well, there's another fact you got to need is the reliability afterwards, and that's having an accurate record of the vote. So if there is a question, there can be an accurate recount.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, well, and now we're going off a tangent, but I think it's important. You're right that there always be a paper receipt, a paper ballot.
The point is well taken, and I don't know how much of it had to do with the pandemic, but I was surprised to learn that in Livingston County there were 50% more absentee ballots than there were in-person voting.
And that's
that's the trend.
But I think that kind of talks about what your whole thing is. That look, you've got elected officials who officially are on the record saying, no, we don't want we want to limit absentee ballots, and yet their constituents, by and large, want to use absentee ballots.
Well, yeah, wouldn't it make it more convenient? I mean, we like working from home. We like ordering stuff online from home. So why wouldn't we want to vote from home if you want more participation? But sometimes you only want more participation if it helps you win.
I think it's Australia where I think voting is compulsory, but I think you can be anywhere in the country and go to like a kiosk and vote.
Yeah.
I mean, they actually want to make it easy to vote.
Right.
What a shocking.
Well, and that, I guess, at the end of the day, look, we could do this if we wanted to, and it's the we part that's the problem, because there is no we. There's you and me. There's them and me. I mean, that's basically, we've divided ourselves into these divisions that it's, unfortunately, our elected officials are stoking that division.
The sad part is that there's a long history in this country of trying to suppress votes.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it differed by party depending on the politics, but there's, as long as there's been voting, there's been an attempt to suppress it.
Okay.
And that's a legacy that it'd be nice to see that horse.
Yeah, well, just once. A little asterisk on that. Just once. We're looking at you, Chicago.
Hey now.
So, all right. Well, look, we're going to wrap this segment up.
Yeah,
here.
I just got a call from the coroner. It's time to bury the horse.
Well, no, it's we do have an answer for the origin of beat a dead horse. It comes from the mid-19th century when the practice of beating horses to make them go faster was viewed as acceptable. To beat a dead horse would be pointless, as it wouldn't be able to go anywhere.
Wow.
And this first appeared in a London newspaper in 1859. This
Okay,
phrase.
I'm a little worried here because I'm going to hang up and I'm going to know more than I did.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
true.
I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Well,
All right.
the horse is.
I'm going to go beat a dead horse.
You're going to take 20 minutes? All right.
Hey, now.
So, all right. Well, Rich, thank you once again. I believe.
Let's not have so much fun next time.
I'm sorry.
All right.
All right.
Well, Rich, have a great week. We'll
Yeah.
talk to you next Thursday.
Rich Perlberg with the less you
All
know.
right.
All right.
I don't know anything more than, well, a little bit more about dead horses now.
That's true. Just a
I guess I...
little nugget of information.
Yes.
I always try to leave you with a nugget.
Really?
Yeah, well, yeah.
All right. I have the 2-cent history lesson.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm scanning through it to make sure there's nothing about horses and nothing about elections.
All right.
Yes.
Well,
All right.
All right.
It's time for the 2-cent history lesson. After we tell you about a big event that's coming up on September 17th.
Yeah.
To raise money for La Casa, tradition continues with Denim and Diamonds.
I don't know about you guys, but I came out here to party tonight in the country.
You're invited to a smoking hot party in the country Saturday, September 17th at the Haggerty Bearden Ranch in Howell. Kick it up for a worthy cause at this fall fundraising event for La Casa Center. Sip on beer or wine and enjoy a sizzling dinner with sweet endings. Roll, spin, or place your bets in the Wild West Gambling Barn. Mosey up to the Silver Star Saloon for fine cigars, signature cocktails, and premium bourbons. Listen to live music all night long, featuring award-winning country artist Carrie Holmes. Gather round when the evening comes to a close and watch the spectacular fireworks finale. Reserve your tickets in advance at lacasacenter.org.
All right, there. Now the 2-cent history lesson, which, by the way, is brought to you by Oakland Insurance and our good buddy Drew Goebel.
That's correct, sir.
Owning a business is a labor of love. But frankly, your insurance should make more work for you.
It should make love. Wait a minute.
Wait,
No.
hey,
You
hey,
should love doing your
hey,
business.
well,
Honey.
that's what, yeah.
Oakland Insurance
Exactly.
handle your insurance needs. Don't
As
worry
a
about it.
business owner, you rely on relationships. Drew Goebel of Oakland Insurance believes the best relationships are honest, upfront, and fair. You can depend on Oakland Insurance and Michigan-based Frankenmuth Insurance to personally work with you and your insurance needs. So if you're looking for a proactive partner and not a part-time assistant, have a frank conversation about your business insurance. Call Drew Goebel of Oakland Insurance, 248-647-2500.
I just noticed there's some politics in our history lesson today.
Okay.
But it's not that bad.
Well, it's about time.
It's not that bad. All right. Today, September 8th, your 2-cent history lesson today is National Date Nut Day.
Date?
Date Nut Bread Day.
Oh, okay.
Not Date a Nut Day. It's National Date Nut Bread Day.
Got it, I think.
Date Nut Bread. It's also Pardon Day.
Pardon me.
Pardon me.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Pardon me. I'm assuming this is when Jerry Ford. Am I right on that?
I don't know.
Oh,
It's
pardon date. Is that on there?
it is Pardon Day.
I have a feeling.
It's International Literacy Day, a day to encourage reading worldwide, unless it's a book somebody doesn't want you to read. And they don't want that in their schools.
Right.
National Literacy Day.
Right.
Pardon me. It's time for the pardon.
Yeah.
Pardon me for missing the pardon.
Yeah. It was on this day,
Yes,
1974.
I have that.
Okay. Well, then that's what I was asking.
I didn't look that far ahead. I found politics before that.
Okay.
It was on this day in 1858.
1858.
Abraham Lincoln gave a speech in Clinton, Illinois, saying you can fool all of the people some of the time, and some of the people all of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time.
Got it?
How about that?
There you go.
Put that under your hat.
There's a lot under that hat.
Yeah, there is. That's a big hat. 1960, on this day, Penguin Books was charged with obscenity after publishing D.H. Lawrence's book, Lady Chatterley's Lover.
Any of that, you.
Can't read that. It's National Literacy Day. Ooh, Lady Chatterley.
Well.
Well.
Hey
now.
Hey now.
1966.
Port of its day.
Lady Chatterley's Lover, also known as John the Lover King.
That was my ring name. When I was a wrestler.
Yeah.
John the Lover King.
Pinned in 3 seconds. 1966, on this date, a little TV series called Star Trek premiered on NBC. Anything ever happen with that? Look at Lady Chatterley. Who was
What's
Lady?
it called again?
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
It was like Dancing with the Stars. Dancing with the Star Trekkers is coming up this season on Fox.
On Fox.
Kirk does the Mamba.
Does he do the Mamba number 5?
That's Mambo number 5. 1968, Barry Gibb announced, I'm Barry Gibb, and I'm leaving the Bee Gees to become an actor.
I'm leaving
the Bee Gees for a career in the movies. I don't think that really happened. I mean, he may have announced that, but I don't think the movie career really took off.
No.
1974, President Ford burped and granted unconditional pardon to U.S. President Richard Nixon. That's why it's pardon.
Nixon burped. Ford went,
Excuse you.
Excuse me.
Pardon you. Oh, that one's
Pardon me. Pardon me, bub. Can you help an ex-president down on his luck? Flipped him a pardon. Hit the road!
And finally, it was on this day in 2002, Bruce Dickinson, who's a singer for the group Iron Maiden,
Yes.
started his new job as an airline pilot. So you're hopping aboard the plane,
Right.
and the singer for Iron Maiden is flying the plane.
Sure.
What's the first thing that goes through your mind?
I'm going to need more booze.
Buckle up.
No, I don't know.
Maybe that's what he always wanted to do.
Bruce Dickinson, I don't know that it would necessarily bother me.
Well, first of all,
now
who knew?
if Ozzy Osbourne is heading into the cockpit, I'm out. I'm done. No, I'm getting off.
So yeah, he decided to become an airline pilot. An airline pilot. I'm not sure what airlines Bruce is a pilot for if he's still flying.
Well, there should be Iron Maiden Airways.
Yeah, he's 64 now.
Oh, thanks for looking that up. We're all wondering.
Well, I thought so. That's your 2-cent history lesson for today, brought to you by Drew Goebel and Oakland Insurance.
Yes.
My part is done.
Indeed.
Here in the 8365 LiftMaster Garage Door Opener Studios. What are you looking up?
Lady Chatterley's Lover. I'm trying to find the good parts. If they banned this thing, it's got to be something good here, and there's nothing.
You'd think they'd highlight it for you, wouldn't
you?
It's probably, she kissed him on the neck.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
She stared at him, dazed and transfixed, and he went over and kneeled beside her and took her 2 feet close in his 2 hands and buried his face in her lap, remaining motionless. She was perfectly dim and dazed, looking down in a sort of amazement at the rather tender nape of his neck, feeling his face pressing her thighs. In all her burning dismay, she could not help putting her hand with tenderness and compassion on the defenseless nape of his neck. That's 2 napes in 1 paragraph.
Oh my God.
And he trembled with a deep shudder.
I'm done.
Then he said, "Oh, you got a cigarette?"
That wasn't 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, you know.
All right. Well, we learned something.
Yes, a little reading of related chapter is lovely.
Hey, if you're having automobile trouble, see our friends at Murphy's Family Auto. They can take care of you. Call today, 517-552-3040. And if you tell them Mike and John sent you, they'll save 5% off your bill. They're open on Saturdays for your convenience, too, from 8 to 1. So that's Murphy's Family Auto Center. Your car knows, murphysfamilyauto.com.
It's about time, fella.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right, now, as we said, we have a busy Friday.
We do? Oh, yeah, we do.
went over
Yeah,
this.
you told me we do.
Yeah, I know.
So we do.
Yeah. And then we have another busy week next week.
We do?
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm too busy for this busyness.
Yeah, we're in the LiftMaster 365
That's
studios.
right. That's right. And Sunday night, we'll have details on that.
Details coming on the LiftMaster 365. You don't want to miss that.
It's like Viagra for your garage door.
It's true. If only it worked. If only I had a remote control.
Make sure you change the batteries on
A
that
keyless remote entry.
Grow up a little bit.
No, why start now?
That's
what I have to say. All right, we want to thank Richter and Associates, property management, licensed real estate brokers, rental property experts, in Livingston, Genesee, and Oakland counties, 40-plus years in the business, located in downtown Howell. You can give them a call, 517-540-9560, or check out their website. It's RichterAssoc.com. It's Richter,
Yes,
R-I-C-H-T-E-R.
I was going to say, you need to spell that.
Assoc is ASSOC.com.
.com.
RichterAssoc.com.
Got it. Call today, 517-540-9560. And coming soon, 2832 Sycamore River Drive in Fowler.
Right, that's one of their new properties.
That's right.
So,
In case you're looking for.
yeah. Okay. Then he looked up at her with that awful appeal in his full, glowing eyes.
Gave an eye roll.
She was utterly incapable of resisting it. From her breast flowed the answering, immense yearning over him.
I think it's time to go.
She must give him anything. Anything.
Well, no wonder they banned that trash.
I feel rather faint. I need my fainting couch. I do declare.
They need one of those little fans.
I don't know why I'm using a southern accent.
I know, all of a sudden she's on the plantation with Rhett Butler. Oh, Lady Chatterley. I wonder if Bruce Dickinson sang in the cockpit while he was flying.
Well, if he did, if he sang, then the rest of the band had to be like the rest of the crew. In the cockpit, the band.
I see. That's a crowded cockpit.
Yeah, it would be a cool video, though.
Yeah.
So, got that going for me.
I don't know any Iron Maiden tunes.
Yeah.
Except for Tattooed Millionaire. That one I know. No, I don't.
Not an Iron Maiden fan?
Not really, no.
I mean, I wasn't. Yeah, we were okay. It wasn't my gig. It wasn't my thing. It's more to Rush. Yeah.
Prog rock.
Today's Tom Sawyer. He gets high on you. When Spacey invades, he gets by on you.
And then he reads Lady Chatterley.
That's what he does.
Her lover.
Hammond looked rather piqued. He was rather proud of his integrity of mind, and not his being a time server. Nonetheless, he did want success. It's quite true. You can't live without cash, said May. You've got to have a certain amount of it to be able to live and get along. Lascivious? Well, why not?
Oh
I can't see I do a woman any more harm by sleeping with her than by dancing with her, or even talking to her about the weather. It's just an interchange of sensations instead of ideas.
I'm gonna go now.
So, why not? Why not, I say? Dare I say? I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Yeah. Post show's done.
They all looked at him as if the ass had spoken.